Hey, what's going on, guys? Perry the Entertainer here, giving you guys another video, giving you guys my review. I'm going to give you guys a review for a list that has been put up by the Bleacher Report. If you guys don't know what that is, it's basically a news website, but they also give their opinions and lists on stuff. So, today we're going to talk about WWE Power Rankings, ranking the top 25 WWE stars of the 1980s. Now, if you guys don't know already, I was not alive in the 80s, but I do my research, so I'll give you guys my review on it, starting with number 25, Hillbilly Jim. This guy, I barely remember this guy, really, because this guy wouldn't even, I'm lucky if I do remember this guy. Some highlights he did: he made his debut as a Hillbilly fan, sitting in the front row. He became friends with Hulk Hogan. His first feud was with Don Morocco. A broken leg. The only reason I know this guy is he's off of one of my games I got over there. SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. That's the only reason why I know this guy. He looked really tall at first. I thought maybe he was good, but I guess not. So on to the next one, which is Hercules. He joined the WWE in 1986 and was put in with WrestleMania 2, losing to Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. He won a Battle Royal on Saturday Night's Main Event. He was the first true test for the Ultimate Warrior in his future WWE Championship career with the company. He became a face, I guess, in 1988. He beat Haku in WrestleMania 5. This guy looks like he was a good mid-carder. I don't know a lot of these guys at first, but this guy looks like he's a really good mid-carder. He's got this huge... He looks really big. In win-loss, I remember he was terrible. He would lose every match, but still. At least he had matches, unlike Zack Ryder, who doesn't have matches at all anymore. But on to number 23, King Kong Bundy. He signed in 1985. He defeated SD Jones in 9 seconds, the first WrestleMania. Became a top nemesis for Hulk Hogan. Did all. See, I was never really the biggest fan of Bundy. I remember, he had that feud with the Taker. He attacked a little midget wrestler in front of fans. This was, I can see why. He was the first big heels in WWE, and that was really good for his character. It was honestly probably his best 2 years of his solo run or whatever. But his first run was only 2 years. I don't remember how long the other one was. But on to the next one. The Iron Sheik. Wow, my voice just squeaked there. The Iron Sheik. Signed in 1983. Beat Bob Backlund the same year to become a WWE champion. He was in a feud with Sergeant Slaughter. He did all this stuff. I remember I was a big fan of the Iron Sheik back when I first started watching, because I didn't know anybody at the time. So my dad, he's telling me all this stuff about how good wrestlers were back in the old days. So Iron Sheik was one of them, and Iron Sheik obviously was a pretty good wrestler. He had this huge gimmick with the Iran thing, So he had this thing with Slaughter, something I don't remember. Nikolai Volkov. So yeah, I guess there's the Iron Sheik. Number 21, Bret Hart signed a deal with Stu Hart. He won the WWE Championship. 1988, he was in the first Royal Rumble. He entered number 1. So Bret Hart obviously was probably one of the better out of the top 25 right now. He's probably one of the better out of the first 5. there's not much I can say about Bret Hart, especially like Bret Hart. Nothing bad at all. I mean, that's what I meant to say. If you guys didn't know that's not what I meant. There's nothing bad I can really say about this guy because, you know, he was a heel or something at first. Then he turned face against Bad News Brown. That's all I can say about Bret Hart. So next person, the Dynamite Kid. He was in a British Bulldog stable. He was in let's see. He fought to a time limit with the Ragu brothers or whatever. Apparently he was a good mid-carder, apparently. I don't know a lot about Dynamite Kid, especially only that he was in the British Bulldogs, that's it. Number 19, Don Morocco. He beat Pedro Morales for the first Intercontinental title back in 1981. He lost to Tito Santana with his Intercontinental title. He was a really big heel. I remember this guy. I remember he was a huge heel in this. And like I said, since I can do videos longer than 15 minutes, sorry about the time, guys. I'm only at 19 and I'm almost done with the video. But anyway, this guy was good. I mean, like, I remember watching a few of his matches. He was good in, like, some sort of opinion. I wouldn't say he was, like, bad, but I wouldn't say he was good. I would say he's probably one of those average mid-carders that you could say. Number 18, Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig. Dino Bravo. He was with Dino Bravo on Andre the Giant's team to win. Sole Survivor on Roddy Piper's team in 1989. He beat the Blue Blazer in 1989 at WrestleMania 5. This guy was a huge mid-carder, and I guarantee you if his back injuries wouldn't, like, have derailed him, he would be at the top of his game. He would have been WWE champion. He would have been more than that. He probably would have gotten the Hulk Hogan treatment. He was fantastic. His gimmick was perfect. Like, it was just perfect. But then, like, towards the 90s was when he started pushing to become the top guy in the WWE. Number 17, Hacksaw Jim Duggan. He signed in January of 87. He won the first ever Royal Rumble. Which I don't even know what was the reward for the first Royal Rumble. I mean, like, there was nothing. He beat Andre the Giant, the Big Boss Man, and Akeem with Demolition in 1989. This was the SummerSlam in 1989. He was inducted this year in WWE Hall of Fame. And he was the guy. Oh, my mom was a huge fan of him back when she was still watching. But so, he was very good. Obviously, if you win a Royal Rumble, even though you're planning to win it, you're still pretty good if you still did that. Number 16, Greg the Hammer Valentine. I remember when this guy was inducted in 2004 into the Hall of Fame. I swear to God, he looked like Triple H. But anyway, he challenged Bob Backlund for the WWE title in a controversial match. He beat Tito Santana for the Intercontinental title. I remember watching this guy. He was a lot like more the William Regals. He was more like the Finleys and all of these guys. He was not one of those big like John Cena wise, but he was never that big wrestler. Like, he was never that big, like, in status. You know, he was never really a main eventer until Bob Backlund was champion. But then he adopted some gimmick with the Honky Tonk Man. That was just But anyway, just skipping that, just go to the next one. Number 15, Brutus the Barber Beefcake. He fought Bruno Sammartino's son, David Sammartino, with the first WrestleMania, teaming to a no contest, but he beat the Honky Tonk Man in 1988 in a disqualification match. He was supposed to win the Intercontinental title. This guy was a huge mid-carder. I remember when he became babyface, everyone loved it. Like, I remember back when he shaved Adonis's head, him and Piper did. That was funny. I loved that, even though, I didn't really find who was the face, who was the heel until earlier on, but I found out that Adonis was the heel anyway, so I'm like, okay. Well, Adonis was really that big guy, so you wouldn't really expect a lot out of him. And you also have that huge technical wrestler, Rowdy Piper. He was very good. But, moving on to the next person. Number 14, Ravishing Rick Rude. This guy, basically, his gimmick was that he is basically like Cody Rhodes is now. He's dashing. He would do this thing with his abs and stuff. I'm not gonna do it because I'm good. He signed with WWE in 1987. He was in a personal feud with Jake the Snake Roberts. He beat the Ultimate Warrior at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental Championship. But he dropped it right back to Warrior at SummerSlam. I remember that. He was really Adonis, Ric Flair, and if you want to even put Cody Rhodes in there, he put Cody Rhodes combined. That's basically all these guys into one. Also, you can put in there, Buddy Rogers or someone like that. You can put them in there too, but basically his gimmick was just basic, oh, look at me, I'm sexy and shit. So, I was a fan of it at first, but then, like, when he got into the ring, he was okay. That was why. It was good. I liked it. If you want to check out this list with me, link is down in the description box. Number 13, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. I can arguably say that this should not be 13. He should be at least number 8. He should be in the top 10. But he debuted with the WWF, I think. Was it WWF? Whatever. In 1985, he beat Matt Bourne at WrestleMania. He beat Randy Macho Man Savage. Rest in peace, Savage. He beat him at WrestleMania 3. Let's see. Honky Tonk Man beat him in in an Intercontinental title match. Basically, this guy was great. I remember when this guy beat Ric Flair for the championship. I think he beat Ric Flair. I don't remember. In NWA, I think it was NWA. He beat Ric Flair. That was a good match. It was. Also, his feud, especially his feud with Macho Man Randy Savage, that feud was fantastic. That match at WrestleMania was fantastic. But obviously, it didn't get Steamboat up to that point where he shouldn't be main event. He's basically like the John Morrison of right now. I'll try and, if you guys are mainly just the decade 2000s to 2010s, I'll try and compare the last few people to other people in WWE, and Ricky Steamboat is like John Morrison. So yeah. On to the next one. Number 12, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. This guy was at the first WrestleMania. Him and Piper lost to Hogan and Mr. T. This guy, I remember, he was an on and off heel and face. But he would come back, I guess, too, so I'm not sure. Like, I'm looking at this, guys. I'm sorry if you guys just, like, see me. Whoops. But he was also I remember this off the top of my head. He was a 2005 Hall of Fame inductee back in WrestleMania 21. I think he was the third one to be inducted, I think. leading with Hulk Hogan obviously being the main inductee. But